Hey everyone. So my gift to you this holiday season is a story, a positive story that I hope will help you walk away with all the good feels that I had when I experienced it. So we've talked so much about some of the really bad, dangerous, questionable, corrupt things that are going on, especially in Fulton County. So here's a good story for a change. So this past Friday, the 13th, I was lucky enough to attend a graduation ceremony for the Pinnacle program. Pinnacle is a program that goes on in Cobb County. It is very small. It is run by one judge, Judge Kelly Hill, who, by the way, is a product of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office before she came to Cobb County and became a judge. But she started this program. The graduation ceremony that I went to was the third one, so the third class to graduate. And basically what the Pinnacle program is if you are charged with a felony and you have a pretty clean record, you are between 17 and 25 years of age. It can be men or women. This graduation was all young men, but you can agree to participate in this program instead of going through the traditional prosecution procedure. So you don't have to do it, you choose to do it. It is a 12-month program and it requires a great deal of work. The participants that agree to do this, they have to take classes, they learn about grooming and presenting themselves in a professional way. They learn about careers, they have mentors, they have to do assignments, they have to do community service, they have to go to court regularly and observe court. It's a pretty intense process. I learned that there were 8 young men graduating in this graduating class. One drove up from Florida every week, and then every month, I think. So a 6-hour round trip. Another one drove from North Carolina. Again, they didn't have to do this, but they went through this amazing process. They sat, they learned from professional speakers. They learned about, job interviews, things like that. And at the graduation, they had professional headshots done of these 8 young men. And Judge Hill talked about how they started with mugshots when they were arrested for these felonies. And now these young men dressed in suits with professional headshots, having great plans for careers and things like that. It was a huge transformation. And she wanted them to know, you're not your mugshot, you're your headshot. You are your wonderful and amazing future. There was an inspirational speaker named Dr. Tiffany Harris who came in to speak to them. And she told them about her tips on things they needed to remember. And I want to share them with you. The tips spell out the word mindset. M is make a decision to put yourself first. I is it's not too late to make changes. N is the non-negotiables in your life, meaning the things that you can never go back on. And that was things like your success, a second chance, your freedom. Those are non-negotiable. You never give up on those. D is you deserve this. Sometimes we have people, certainly I know in my practice, we see people that just don't have self-worth. They think they deserve to be in jail. And so they make decisions that put themselves there. S is shift your circle and your surroundings. We know that when you're surrounded by bad people or in a situation where you're going to constantly be making difficult and bad choices, you need to shift your circle and your surroundings. E is eliminate excuses. We can all use that a little bit. It's so easy to, you can find, 1,000 reasons to not do something. It takes a lot of effort sometimes to make the right decision. And T is trust the process because, things don't happen overnight. She said, you are going to be tested during this process of, trying to become successful, but you have to trust the process. So I thought that was really inspirational. It really applies to all of us, not just young men that have faced felony charges and have maybe come from difficult backgrounds. But y'all, to see these guys in there smiling and so proud of themselves, and they should be, it was really amazing and inspirational to see. And then they had a speaker come up, and his name is Grant. He is part of the first graduating class of people that have graduated from this Pinnacle program. And he went from being charged with a felony to now he works in the courthouse. He's so professional looking. I see him all the time. And he's in school to become a paralegal. So it was amazing. And so why do these young men go through this year-long process of really difficult tasks? Because at the end of it, Judge Hill got together with District Attorney Flynn Brody. He's no longer the district attorney in Cobb County because someone else got voted in, but Flynn Brody agreed to help Judge Hill with this program. And the reward these young men got was their felony charges were dismissed and their record was sealed. So it's for the purposes of employers and schools, they aren't going to see a conviction. They aren't even going to see the case. So it was really amazing. And I am so excited to see this program flourish in Cobb County. Yes, it's really small now, but this just shows us that there are ways that the criminal justice system can help young men and young women if we do it right. We don't just forget about them, throw them in prison. Certainly there are situations where prison is appropriate, but this might be a blueprint for a really amazing way to not just keep young men out of prison, but actually put them on the path to being amazing, helpful, wonderful members of society. So the Pinnacle program is actually changing its name to Excel, is my understanding. I'm definitely going to continue to support it. I have financially supported in the past, and I'm going to continue to do so because it makes me feel good. I enjoy it, and it was just a really inspirational thing to see. And one last thing I'll tell you is there were a lot of young men who had family there. My impression from what I saw going on was that one young man at least did not, which just breaks your heart if you're a mom, especially. But they had these little certificates that they could, I guess, give out to family members to thank them. And when he stood up, he said, well, I'd like to give it to Judge Hill, which of course I burst into tears in the back of the room. Because you can imagine, especially for young men that are Black or Hispanic, the justice system and judges are not people that you want to be around. You're afraid of them. You don't like them, understandably so. But here was a young man who wanted to thank a judge like she was family for what this judge had done for him. So again, I hope that inspires you. It made me feel so happy. I left that courtroom graduation ceremony with all the feels. So happy holidays to you and your family. And I hope that you have a good and wonderful holiday season.